from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from
Let's jump right into the turkey games. Trying to give Mikey a little second to get up on in here. But first game in the morning, we got those Chicago Bears. They're going on the road to take on the Detroit Lions. The line opened up at the Lions, a home dog +3. The total is at 41.5. Let's look at some of these actual factuals. Well, let's break down the injury report first, y'all. For the Bears, we got the safety Gibson Sr. He's out. He's questionable, with a chest injury. We got Hicks, the tackle. He's out Thursday. We got Goodwin, the receiver. He is questionable. We got Mack. He's out for the season. Robinson, the second, the receiver, is doubtful. We got a long injury list for the Bears. Jackson is questionable. Fields has been downgraded to out. I don't even know who's starting at quarterback right now. We got Mikey Hova back in the building. All right, Mikey, we got you back. I'm just going over the injury report for the Chicago Bears. The
And
morning
Andy
game.
Dalton gonna start.
Right, and he has. I see it right here. I was going over it. I just finished going over Fields being out, and it has Andy Dalton starting. That wraps up Chicago Bears injury report for the Lions. Their injury report is just as long. We got Flowers. He's out. The DN Okawa. He's out. Golf is questionable. Vahady, the tackle, he's out. Nelson, the tackle, is out. Jesus. The running back Jefferson is questionable, and cornerback Parker is out. So we got injuries on both sides. The actual factuals are as we speak right now. The Bears are 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games. The total is going under in 7 of Chicago's last 9 games. They're 0-5 straight up in their last 5 games, but 5-2 ATS in their last 7 games against Detroit. 6-1 straight up in their last 7 games against Detroit. 1-5 straight up in their last 7 games on the road. 1-5 straight up in their last 7 games this season, and 1-6 ATS in their last 7 games against an opponent from the NFC. The total, it's gone over in 6 of Chicago's last 9 games when playing at home against Detroit. When playing on the road against Detroit, but under in 7 of their last 9 games. Detroit, they're 4-2 ATS in their last 6. 0-13-1 straight up in their last 14. 0-8 straight up in their last at home. 0-9-1 straight up in their last 10 games this season. 5-12 ATS in their last 17 games played in the month of November, and the total has gone over in 6 of their last 9 games against an opponent from the NFC, over in 6 of the last 9 games when playing at home against Chicago, but under in 7 of the last 9 games in Detroit's last 7 of their last 8 games. Excuse me. Whew, it's a lot of 0-fers and 0-6s straight ups and 0-8s ATS and a lot of 0-0-0. Mikey, the Bears on the road to open up our Turkey Day games in Detroit +3. This is a tricky game in my opinion. No Fields. You got Dalton. Golf is questionable. We don't know what's going on in the quarterback position, and the total was fucking low at 41.5. Mikey, what you got?
I think the Lions get their first win of the season. So I got Lions money line. The Lions, I mean, obviously they're winless, but if you actually if you actually follow them and watch their games, they really do play hard. And they're winless, but they're not like we coming out here on the field and we don't give a shit winless. You know, they've been pretty much competitive in majority of their games. You know, it had a few times where maybe they were blown out, but overall, they're pretty competitive. I think the lone bright spot for them last week was DeAndre Swift. He had a score and rush for over 100 yards. And the person that I really like for the Lions, I enjoy watching at tight end, it's TJ Hockenson. So
Hockenson be putting in work, dog.
He puts in work, and he don't complain or nothing. You know, he just go out there and put in work. So I gotta take them, man. I know the Bears looking to snap a 5-game losing streak. But I think the Bears are just pretty much going downhill. They don't really have an identity. So no Justin Fields, but even with him, it's like I probably would still take the Lions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and just ride with the Lions money line. It's a perfect time for them to get their first win on Thanksgiving. So Lions money line.
All right, Mikey. I'll tell you what, man. I'm actually right there with you, Mikey. I got no statistics to back up why I'm going to take the Lions. There's nothing I can point to say, hey, Jared Goff is going to play, or the quarterback play is going to be good, or the running back play, or even the receiver play. I mean, you got Hawkinson, or is that how you say his name? Is it Hawkinson? Tight end.
Yeah.
Hawkinson. You got Hawkinson. That's about the best bright spot. I do like Swift at running back. I just think the Bears, to the best of my knowledge, somebody in the chat or maybe in the comments that correct me if I'm wrong. I've been hearing rumors that the front office told Matt Nagy that after this game he's done. He's been fired. So I don't know why they told him that before the game. Because like, what's your motivation if you're a coach going into a game when you know win or lose, you're fired? Do your players even play for you at that point? Like they know you're not going to be there. Like it's a lot going on in Chicago right now. And I agree with your analysis on the Lions. Like, yeah, they haven't won a game, but they've played some of those games they actually probably should have won. They Justin Tucker hit a fucking 65-yard field goal on them. I want to say they lost 2 games. I know for sure about like game-winning field goals. I think the Vikings was one of them.
They just tied the Steelers.
And they tied the Steelers, right? And one thing I do agree with you at, another thing is they're playing for that coach. I kind of like him now. You know, I feel bad for him because he's a player's coach, and it seems like the players are playing for him. I know the first couple press conferences he had, people was kind of looking at him like, who the fuck is this dude? He was talking about biting ankles and a whole bunch of crazy shit, but they do play hard for him.
That's just media. So. That's media shit.
Right. You know, they was making fun of him though and shit is what I'm saying.
I know exactly all things they were saying. That's just media shit.
I just feel like, you know, like in watching them on Sundays, they're not a good football team, but they do play, you know, they're trying to get a fucking win. They just haven't got one, dog. They're really
good
trying.
enough. They're good enough to where if you come out there and you bullshitting around and you're not executing, they
might pop your ass. Right.
Yeah. So don't. It's like, yeah. I tell people, don't get it twisted. Like, your favorite team can fuck around and lose to the Lions. You know what I'm saying?
I started my segment off, or not my segment, but I started to show off when we were having some technical difficulties in saying that. So far in my capping, my amateur, I ain't gonna say amateur, in our brief history, we've been doing this shit for 6-7 years now. It's been long enough. Not say amateur. Football, the NFL is the hardest sport to cap to me, man. Because any given week, like every team is, I don't want to say every team is good, but every team got players. Like you can't just show up and think the Texans just beat the Titans last week, and I know nobody had that as a
nobody
play.
had
on the road. I don't give a fuck about the weather. Go ahead.
I think baseball is a hard.
Oh no, I think baseball. I think you win more in baseball.
I think baseball more underdogs. I gotta say tennis. Baseball and tennis, but NFL is definitely. I agree. They're hard.
I think NFL is hardest, man. Because any given Sunday, you can fucking get popped, bro. Like you said, if you don't bring even the 0-8-1 or whatever lines their record is, like if you don't play, you will get your ass popped. We saw it with the Titans, and I don't care that Derrick Henry wasn't there because the Texans don't have a Derrick Henry. So even without Derrick Henry, the Titans still should have won that game. We saw what they did to the Rams.
They was winning without him.
Right. We saw what they did. I was just going to say, we saw what they did to the Rams, and we saw what they did with the Saints at home. So I don't want to hear no Derrick Henry as no excuse. Any given Sunday, man, anything can happen. So I like the Lions. I think they get what a time to get your first win on Turkey Gate. To be honest with you, this is their Super Bowl. Like, this is it. This is the biggest game they're probably going to get of the season. Nationally televised. A lot of people think they shouldn't even have this game anymore, but, you know, tradition holds out. Let's not drag on it too long. We both on the Lions, and we both got our fingers crossed because shit.
Hey, and look, and mark my words. Before the season is over with, they're gonna beat somebody that we don't expect them to beat.
I can buy it. I mean, they should have beat the Ravens. So
yeah.
Take that for what it's worth. If there's another couple teams they should have beat, it's not coming to me right off the top of my head right now. I have to go back and look at their games. But they played a lot of close games this season, especially at the beginning of this. I mean, they just lost to Cleveland 13-10. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Cleveland, but they're, 13-10, that's a pretty good
13-10. I mean, and Cleveland's not, I'm like you, I'm not a big fan of Cleveland. I don't think Cleveland is all that, but I mean, I believe they're in the playoff hunt.
They're definitely in the hunt. I mean, a lot of people picked them to win that division this year.
Yeah.
Some people picked
and they got a good ass running game, too. So I mean, that I was impressed with that. I mean, and the Lions had opportunities to win that, and that was with a backup quarterback.
Right.
Golf wasn't even playing that
it
game.
was. I forgot who the fuck it was. Boyle.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
the Browns are
they gonna come to play.
I think they win, dog. I'm with you. I'll take the money line too.
As a coach, and also just as a fan, that's pretty much all you want to see. You want to make sure that those guys gonna come out there because you might not have the best talent, but you want to make sure that that team, that there's a good product out there on the field. You know what I'm saying? Right now, their product is not necessarily that good, but they do play hard. And so
I think they play harder than the Texans.
They play way harder than the Texans.
Record might not show it, but I think they play harder. I haven't watched the Texans a lot, even though we're here, but just watching the Lions, they play. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep it moving. We spent a lot of time on it. Let's keep it going. Let's get to your favorite team in the NFL.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from